I like the mobs that are down there. They are appropriate mobs for a desert biome. But they need a little work. We need to do a little work there. Particularly the mob density, I think, it's not super realistic yet. It's not the mob placement in some areas is not very reasonable quite yet. So realistic and reasonable, right? So you're looking at, particularly like we're in Azmoran, right? So when we're coming out of Azmoran to go to all the points of interest, we typically are going to the north. In particular, heading northwest out of town is a virtual landmine of scorpids, beetles, like 1 stars, 2 stars. And this is not stuff that you can't kill at 25, right? It's not that hard to kill one of these things solo, or even a couple of them. But when you have a billion of them and there's no pathways to go out other than to go all the way out and around, it's like a landscape of critters. So I'd like to see that sewn up just a bit. We had a few lower level members of our guild that made the trek. They just wanted to come down. I'm talking like, 15, 16s. And they were having a lot of trouble even getting down there. So there were a couple people, I literally escorted them in. I was like, just follow my line, stay on my hip, you'll be fine. And I would rather me take all the aggro. But there was, at one point, I was going fishing. I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the galaxy, right? So I just leave town and I do the serpentine, and I ended up grabbing a couple of lower level mobs. And I'm like, okay, they'll rubber band back. They'll go home soon. They followed me all the way from town, all the way to my fishing spot. And I'm not kidding you. I was on my mount for a solid 5 minutes. And I kept hitting my sprint as soon as the cooldown was up. And I turned around when I finally get to my fishing spot. I turn around and those MFers were still following me. So I just got off my mount and killed them. I was like, okay, fine. But holy crap, man. It was like, that was a little excessive to have that. So that stuff I'm sure is going to get fixed as some of the stuff starts to get refined.
Yeah.
But just even like leaving with a caravan can be a little bit daunting, especially if you're running a solo caravan.